What's Gucci my Phenom family? Hope you're feeling absolutely freaking phenomenal. My name is Chris Eddie, and guys, today we are going to be talking about a very important topic in BitLife on how you don't have to lose just about any of your money due to taxes. So if you're one of the original subscribers who have been here since day one and has made billions and in fact trillions of dollars from doing all of my methods, then you would have one particular issue with in fact keeping most of it, and that is taxes. Now before I start, I just want to give a quick shout out over to a subscriber named Jericho. He's actually pretty much the founder of this method. He actually explained how to do this in a previous video, and he was actually featured in a previous video. So if you want to go see him and check out that comment, go right up there. I'll have it linked right at the top. Now this method is actually not 100% how he did his, but I have found out that his method currently for Android has been patched. I haven't been able to test it just yet on Apple, but unfortunately my iPhone is dead, so can't really test it as of right this very minute. If I'm going to test anything, it's going to be done on my iPod. But I did in fact find out that you can completely avoid your taxes by buying jewelry. So like all my methods, it's very straightforward and very simple to do. We're going to break it down step by step. We're going to go over some of the things that I've tested, and I will show you guys exactly how to do this. One more thing before I start, I just want to point out that during the time of me recording this, the God mode update is officially out on Android, so congratulations to us. So that should give you a good time of reference of when I am recording this, as well as if we can see in the future if it's going to still be continuing to working, then you can avoid your taxes completely. So if you're starting off from a brand new account completely from zero, if you're on Apple, go ahead right up there and you can check out how to become a famous billionaire rather quickly, because this is the fastest way you can make billions of dollars and again take advantage of the no tax. And if you're on Android, again, go right up there and you can check out how to make a lot of money at the casino, essentially trillions of dollars doing horse races as well. But again, just one more time, go check that out, and that way you can have money. Now if you are currently a millionaire, billionaire, and or trillionaire, and you're getting up there in age, or you just want to give your money to a younger person and you want to avoid taxes altogether, stay tuned, because that's exactly what we're going into. Now the account that I'm using today is actually one of my personal throwaway accounts. This is one that I was testing for a previous video. Didn't realize I had this much money in this account, but I never touch it. So we're just going to take the chances, play around, and kind of sacrifice our money in this sense to see if this actually works. So this current account that I'm using, his name is Robert Beaver. He is currently a billionaire. He is a dentist. He has a bunch of properties, and he's getting up there in age slowly and slowly and slowly. So I want to take all of that money, or at least as much money as I can, and transfer it over to my youngest child and basically just avoid taxes. So unfortunately, it does suck that we're going to have to sell off all our properties in order to make this method work, but in return, we will be spending no money on taxes. So when selling your properties, you're going to be asked how much do you essentially want to sell it for. I typically have just gone with whatever the listing price that they give me right out the gate, because actually I've noticed they've given me the best price. You will in fact notice that they're going to give you a couple options to see how much you want to sell it for. I've learned that renovating it really doesn't do much of a difference in price. It can help with maybe the influence of selling it, but I didn't really see much of a difference there. I just kind of think it's almost there for show. I was able to sell on average just, one down or two down, just a little bit of money, not a whole lot as a difference, because when trying to sell the properties over the value of what they've given you in the first place, most people don't go for it. Some people actually ask for even less than what you would have gotten if you just would have went with the original price that they asked for. Or sometimes you'll get prompted for people who just want to buy it completely for your asking price, but realistically selling it for the original price that they give you once you actually want to go and sell it, it's the best option each and every time. Now if you experience certain properties that won't be able to be sold right then and there, you can in fact age up. So that's why when you're aging up, make sure that you're at an age, or at least in really good health, that you can actually do this if you're trying to sell off all your properties at once. If you're willing to take the loss, go for it. So I was actually able to sell off all of my properties. In doing so, I also had a daughter, just so I can show you guys how effective this method is. Now I wanted to test this theory to see if it was just the jewelry that you wouldn't be taxed on, or if you can get not taxed on the cars, boats, jets, planes, helicopters, the whole nine. So once I had all my money tied up in the jets, the cars, the boats, and most importantly the jewelry, I made sure to go over to the activities tab. I scrolled all the way to the bottom and go to execute my will, and I left everything to my brand new infant daughter, no tax. And simply after that, I surrendered his life. Just make sure to continue the game as the child that you left everything to. And that's pretty much it. I was only left with the $80 and all of the jewelry. Unfortunately, all the aircrafts, the boats, the cars, those were gone and auctioned off in the inheritance. Now before I go any further, yes, I'm working a completely different shirt because my camera died during the original recording. So if you guys have been following all the steps, you can actually go over to your asset tab and notice that all of your jewelry is still there. One of the very interesting things about this method is that I'm not even 1 year old and I'm able to sell off all of the jewelry and make a serious profit for over $140 million. That's one rich baby. So I'm just gonna end the video right here, but before I go, I just wanted to ask a huge favor. So on my previous video for my PC build, if you haven't checked it out, go right ahead. I've been getting a lot of comments because you guys have been inspired by the build, and thank God, because it took me a whole lot of time to put that thing together, especially to source parts during this whole pandemic thing. Just do me a huge favor, guys, comment down below, let me know which games you would like to see me play, and then that way I can accommodate for you, show off the specs, and you guys can get a better idea of which parts for your next build. And just like that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, comment down below, let me know what you liked about this video, as well as subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the little notification bell just so you get notified every time I put a video like this. Guys, I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.
I must have hurt your feelings. Your temper hit the ceiling. No, I wanna talk to you. Oh girl, come on. Got to maintain this living. Cause I know that not giving. No, I got lots to do. So come on, girl, come on. I know this part.